And we are live. Hello, y'all. Welcome to the Livecast. This is a weekly Livecast that I do every week. And today is February 4th, 2017. And for the first time, I have a very special guest. What's your name again?
Stop it.
Okay. I have a very special guest who's going to be responding to some questions. What I asked before we begin, before the comments start kicking in, just keep it respectful, be nice, and let's have a civil discussion here. All right. First thing I want to talk about, very briefly, is I was unable to do my live cast this past Wednesday because our PLDT crapped out on us. And what I talked about then, President Duterte has announced that he's suspending the war on drugs here. And they're going to be focusing on police corruption. The head of police, Mr. De La Rosa, the Chief De La Rosa, they call him Bato. They're addressing that, and they actually sacked a bunch of drug enforcement officers, and they're addressing that issue right now. So that was the big news coming out from this week. Before we go on, today's episode, our livecast, is brought to you by Big Buy Pie. Big Buy Pie for all your aerosol insecticide needs. It's only 110 pesos at your local store. Now, what these are great for, and the only reason I'm saying this, if you have an ant problem, this is the stuff to use. You get this stuff, I have no idea what's in it. It's from China, so it's probably not very good for you. But you trace the ants back to their hole, back to their nest. You blast them with this, and they're done. Now, some of you might notice that I'm wearing a bandana today. The reason that I'm wearing a bandana is I haven't shaved my head recently. And I have gray hair, and I'm balding. Am I balding or bald?
You're really bald.
Yeah, pretty much bald.
Bald.
And what happens is when my gray hair is growing, I look like a silver chia pet. So I have...
No, I can barely notice your hair.
She can't notice it, other people can't notice it, but I notice it because I am very vainglorious.
Ugh.
Yes, it's all about me. And this is what I use in case people, because a lot of people ask me, hey Ned, how do you keep your head so perfectly manicured? I use a Norelco. I always want to say Noriko, because that's Negros Oriental Electronic Co-op Corporation. But this is a Norelco 740 XL or something, and this is what I use. I have a ritual, because I like rituals. And so what I do is I'll usually put on the latest UFC. I'm always like months behind on the UFC fights, and I'll shave my head. It takes 20, 30 minutes. It's a couple matches, so I'm able to play it out pretty well. Michelle's been working.
Yeah, I've been working. And I just talked to my boss earlier, like an hour ago. Yeah, so everything's good. He's really nice, so I'm glad I finally able to find a boss that seems to be really nice.
That seems not to be crazy, because
Yeah.
we've had some pretty crazy bosses before.
Yes. So it's working good.
And you're working hard. I've noticed that. I've noted that in a previous couple other videos. Doing like 10-hour days some days, getting this stuff done. And today, since it's your day off, what are you doing?
Going for a massage today.
A massage.
With some friends. Yes. Girlfriends.
Girl time. So, yeah, that sounds good. Getting a massage. Massages are cheap in the Philippines. If you've been here, you know this. How much is a massage here?
Depends. From 150 to 300.
150, which is $3, to 300, which is about $7.
Yeah.
And that's like an hour-long massage.
Yes.
And I've actually had it done, but they were too strong and it hurt. We went for a couple times getting couples massages, and it was just a little too painful. And you're also getting something today, right? You're picking something up?
Yes, a new office chair because I need one.
Yeah, new office chair, because Michelle has been using one of these chairs to do all of her work, one of these plastic
And
chairs.
hurting my back.
So she's getting a chair, she's upgrading, it's going to be a nice chair. Because she is home base now.
Yep.
And what is home base?
Working at home.
Working at home. Yeah, in the Philippines, a lot, instead of working for local corporations, because this is a problem, and we're going to talk about minimum wage here in a minute. One of the problems here is local employers don't pay that much. Unless they have, a super specific skill that's in high demand, they're not going to get paid that much. So what a lot of them are doing are working from home.
Yes.
and working for Odesk, Upwork, all those sites. I forgot what they're called now. And they're getting a lot of work through there, and they're working on the internet. And they're making a lot more money and able to provide for their families better than they could if they were working locally. And also, when you talk about like government unemployment statistics here and everything, I think they're a little bit off, because I think there's actually more applicants. There's a lot of applicants for every job, right?
Yes.
And it's hard. It's a difficult, it's a very competitive field to even secure like a minimum wage job. So, props to Michelle. I was also working hard this week. I took yesterday off, and I played a lot of game. I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online on PS4 a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. Well,
lot.
Not a lot.
It's a lot.
But Monday to Thursday, I was cranking out some new content for a new client, and it's a field that I have no experience in. I know absolutely nothing about it, so it's requiring a lot of research. And what's good is I'm learning a lot. I'm learning something new. And as my brain gets older, because I'm no longer the young buck that I once was, it's good to challenge yourself with new things and learn new things and pretend to be an expert on it after only 4 days. Yeah, all right, let's go to the comments. Then we're going to go to the questions, and we'll see how things are going. All right, the live stream is live. Chris Code gives a shout out. Hello from Kansas City, waiting for update on the immigration ban. No ban, who knows? Yeah, it could have been a marketing ploy. There's a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of holes in it. I believe they're still live. The page is still up. And I had to balance that. I had to balance that against, okay, is this just bullshit? Is this, somebody making something up as a marketing ploy to get more business? And if they did, it work, because it's in every single Philippines media outlet. It's all over Philstar, GMA News, you name it, it's there. So I guess, and from what Hammond Law Group said, and they're legit, they've been around for 26 years doing immigration law. They're one of the top 10 immigration lawyers' offices in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's why I passed that information on. Bubble Maze notes, also age discrimination in the Philippines as well when applying for jobs there. Is that true?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because in job applications, when you see help wanted, you'll see between ages of 18 and 25
or 35, not more than 35.
And you also got to submit photos so they can see what you look like. And do you think there's any discrimination when it comes to like skin color or anything like that sometimes? Have you noticed?
There are
anything like
some jobs where they want girls that are white.
Okay, so Filipinos with lighter skin tone.
Yes, lighter skin tone, and especially with the, I forgot what they call it. It's like push girls, like those giving flyers.
Yes,
at the malls.
at the mall entrance.
Yet they need to be good looking, tall, sexy. Sometimes they need to be of lighter skin tone.
I should apply.
Are you sexy?
I gotta, in your eyes, supposedly, allegedly. Sounds like a bunch of BS. So yeah, it's weird here. It's different in the Philippines. Discrimination laws, equal protection, that sort of thing doesn't really apply. So when you hear about like equal protection and all that stuff in the U.S., and that's a privilege that we have there. Those are enforced protection rights, and sometimes that doesn't apply here. And also keep in mind, a lot of these young men and women that are working in the stores and the malls and all this stuff that we see, sometimes they're the sole earner in their family. And they're basically sacrificing everything they got for their family, which is pretty good. Dun, dun. All right, we got a couple. Johnny Bravo says, hey, Ned, any more fake news? And J. Dave Foster says, looks like you have some first-hand experience with fake news now. All right, now we have to differentiate between fake news and information that's posted by an actual reliable outlet. Fake news is things like Pizzagate, the information that was going around that Democrats were having some sort of pedophile ring out of a pizza store in Washington, D.C., and the guy went there to investigate it with a rifle and shot it up. Fake news is things like the FBI agent that was supposedly killed and his house was burnt down because they were investigating the Hillary Clinton emails. It's stuff like that. And fake news happens on both sides. There's conservative fake news and there's liberal fake news. What I tried to do here, and I explained it yesterday. I had multiple disclaimers. I had some information, and I had to balance it out. Should I talk about it? Should I not talk about it? And considering how important this could be for some people in certain circumstances, I talked about it, and I don't regret it. Well, sometimes I regret it. True Tech says self-employment is often a worthy route, even if it doesn't make anyone rich. Yeah, there's no millionaires around here. I'm still not a Philippines YouTube expat millionaire yet. Aloe Winter, good morning, Dumaguete. Good morning to you, sir. Please, no death threats today. I can't deal with any death threats. I got a lot going on. It's the weekend. We're trying to be relaxing here. Almost Retired says, nothing fake about Hillary. She's a liar. Okay. I hear you. Everybody's got their own sides. They're all politicians, except for Bernie. I think they're all dirtbags. So that's that. Let's not talk about any more politics. Michelle actually laid into me yesterday about it.
That if you're going to talk politics, I'm going to.
She's going to leave. She's going to walk out. All right. Some viewer comments, some viewer questions. Matt Gustafson asks, a long time ago you mentioned you wanted to hike up Mount Canlaon?
Yeah, Canlaon.
Canlaon. That really interests me. Would you still be making plans to do that in the future? I'd really like to. There's a bunch of mountains here that I'd like to climb. I got all the equipment. The problem is my back and my neck and some physical issues that I have, that I'd be really concerned doing something like that and having, the radiculopathy and the sciatica flare up. You're very far away from civilization, and so that concerns me. So maybe sometime in the future, Matt. But yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of backpackers and intrepid explorers here and we got, what's that one that looks like a cone?
Mount Talinas.
No, Mount Talinas is our one here. The one that looks like a perfect cone. Mount
Mayon
Apo?
volcano.
What?
Mayon,
yeah. That's a beautiful one. That's a big hike. That's a tall one. And then down in Davao, I think it's the
Mount
tallest.
Apo.
Is that the tallest mountain
Yes.
in the Philippines?
Yes.
And you got to realize that's just the top of a huge mountain, because the Philippines are basically at the top of a giant sea mountain. It's pretty cool. So I hope that answers your question, Matt. Plus, it's so hot and humid here a lot of the times. Hiking must be pretty strenuous. I mean, this time of the year, and it's been beautiful for about the last 6 weeks. Absolutely gorgeous. It's been cold, actually. I have to wear t-shirts. So maybe if it was this time of the year, or if there were ponds and rivers. All right, this one's for Michelle. Joey Brennan asks, Michelle, what are some of the things foreigners do that often frustrate their Filipino wives or girlfriends?
There's actually a lot.
All right, I did not tell her this question ahead of time, so this is all coming from the heart. Go ahead.
There's actually a lot we don't like. But if I have to go through all the list, it's going to be a really long list.
Maybe you could do your own separate live cast.
Yeah, we don't like our guys being too close to other girls.
Right, yeah.
We don't like them lying.
Right. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes liars.
Cheating.
Cheating, yeah, that's kind of frowned upon here.
I don't like it when Ned insists on his beliefs on me. I mean, I have my own brain. Let me do the thinking. Let me think for myself. I mean, I appreciate the help, but just don't force anything on me. I don't like that.
But I know lots of things because I'm from the USA.
Yes, the arrogance, I don't like that.
We got it all figured out, man. We got it all figured out.
Oh, especially whenever he complains about things, that things doesn't work here in the Philippines, and that really frustrates me.
Yeah.
That really frustrates me because I can't do anything about it, and he's complaining to me as if I can do something about it. So it's just...
Can you fix this, Michelle? No, you can't fix it.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to throw something at him.
So when you see all these videos of me, like my biggest enemy in the Philippines is slowing down, calming down, accepting things for what they are, and realizing that I can't change it. That's my ideal. Just about every day, I totally forget that, and I go ballistic over something. And poor Michelle, she's sitting there, and her usual reply is, I'm sorry that the Philippines doesn't have X, Y, or Z. And she does it very sarcastically, which helps because it kind of stings. Because sarcasm actually literally means, and I'm very sarcastic, sarcasm means to rend flesh. I believe that's from the Latin. And it can be really biting. So when she hits me back with that, I feel it, I note it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta...
Because I can be really sarcastic at
Yes,
times.
Michelle can be very sarcastic, which you don't run into very often here in the Philippines. Usually they take it literally. Anything else you want to add? Some of the things that frustrates you about foreigners. How about wearing flip-flops and socks? Or sandals and socks? Does that bother you?
If you're going to wear it, I think that would bother me.
Okay. What about fanny packs? You okay with fanny packs? You know those little things, that, like a little pouch and zip?
No, I really don't mind.
What about string tank tops and really short shorts like the Europeans wear?
That bothers me.
It depends on how good looking they are.
Yes.
Uh,
But not unless you're like Captain America.
yeah, like Captain America or Thor.
I was like, ooh, that would be really
All
nice
right.
to look at.
Let's go to the comments. Going to the comments. Target Guy 777. Wouldn't it be better to bring your gal to the USA? I actually still enjoy living in the Philippines. The cost of living here is extremely low for us. And I've been able to save more for my eventual retirement living here than I would be able to in the US. At some point, we might be doing either a marriage visa or fiance. Well, probably not fiance. It'll probably have to be a petition for alien relative. Jeffrey White says, yes, Michelle is awesome. I agree. Chris Cross. Chris Cross. Greetings from Indonesia, Ned and Michelle. Believe it or not, it's saner here than there. I spent 7 years there, now 12 years here. Chris Cross, I've seen you comment before. I had no idea you were in Indonesia. Wow, that's cool. Very similar weather, I guess. It's hot, humid.
Can you put Angel on live?
Can we put on Angel on live? Otto Gonzalez says, Ned, stop being a bitch. Okay. Hey, Otto, at least I'm not chewing gum today. You always used, whenever I did a video and I was chewing gum, he'd yell at me. Vern Milligan says, fall in line. Hey, 29 Palms. Ricky Camacho, hello from 29 Palms, California. Finally caught your live chat. He's probably military. Love your channel. I am a retired Marine, but served alongside my Army brothers proudly. All right, it's good to see some good treatment between the branches of the armed services for a change. Johnny Bravo says, Ned, are you going to eBay today? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're gonna know.
I don't know.
Maybe. We'll look at it later. Hey, I gotta send you a private message, by the way. Marco D says, what about men who wear earrings? A very good question. Does that bother you when you see men wearing earrings?
No. Most of the time I just don't care.
Corey says, hey Corey, Johnny Bravo, are you going to get a real set of balls today? All right, so good. Yeah, start attacking each other. That's the way to do it. Unfortunately, these comments aren't saved. So once the live cast ends, you can't see it. Almost retired Air Force in the house. Good to see some wing wipers here. I believe Johnny Bravo is also a Air Force medical retiree, I believe. Yeah, somebody said put Angel on. Yeah, we might let her on a little bit later. She was actually scared to come into the house for the longest time. And then we let her in. Now she likes it.
Just want to stay. Just want to stay inside the house.
Yeah, she wants to sniff around and find out where we hide all the pork bombs. All right, here, next question. I don't know who this is from. Question from Michelle. Can you give a rundown of approximate salaries in Dumaguete for maid, live-in, live-out, driver, and administrative assistants? I want to compare with NCR numbers.
Well, the minimum wage here is 310 pesos, but the maid, I think they're only earning like, depends. There were some who's only earning like 2,000.
2,000 a month.
That's for stay in.
Okay.
Yes. And some were earning 3,500. Remember the one down? How much were we paid?
Yeah, like 3,600.
Yeah, I think 3,000.
Man, she was a good cook. Oh, oh man, she was a good. Her chicken curry Kinilaw and pork adobo. Almost as good as Michelle's. Yes. So yeah, so 2,000 pesos for live-in because the
Or
whoever
3,000, yes.
2 to 3,000 because whoever they're working for is paying for their room and board and all that. Then they get Sundays off, and you can tell they all get Sundays off on the same day because they're all down at Freedom Park. They're all downtown in Dumaguete. Now, regionally, the minimum wage varies whether they're working in agriculture or non-agriculture and what region they're from. If they're in Luzon, NCR, the National Capital Region, they'll be making more money. And the minimum wage in the Philippines right now is between 235 pesos and 491 pesos per day, depending on those criteria.
Yes. For drivers, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I need a driver. I need a private tricycle
Tricycle.
enclosed with a carrier air conditioner on top. That's my dream. I have a Philippine dream. Finally, before we get back to the comments, anonymous user says, Ned, you really do delete the most innocent of remarks that make no negative references to you or anyone else. That's why I think you are more biased than you will admit. You never once reply when you delete my comments, which leaves me wondering if you have any answers. I went out of my way to make a simple suggestion, saying twice not to take it as a criticism, and yet you delete it. Shame, shame. All right, the individual who submitted this to me, and Jeremy Parsons, and I know Jeremy Parsons watches this stuff. For some reason, when it comes from Jeremy or when it comes from this guy, it automatically goes into my spam folder. So it's not posted on the wall, and I have to manually move it out of there. And I haven't figured out a way to do that yet, to automate that process, to like right-click and say allow this user's comments always or whatever. And Jeremy Parsons, you'll vouch that I've mentioned this before many times, that for some reason some people go into spam. Now, if you really want to see how many comments I'm deleting, and the only time I delete a comment or block somebody is when it's something really egregious. I mean, something really nasty. It's got to be really nasty. If it's something disagreeing with me, attacking me personally, I'm okay with that. It's whatever. But you can get an app for your phone called Studio Manager, YouTube Studio Manager, and you can use that and you can go to videos and it shows the actual number of comments that have been left on that video. And then you can actually count the number of comments that are below the video and figure out how many are being deleted by that user. I don't delete many people. I mean, I still got Psychosis unblocked. If you guys know Psychosis, you'll know he's kind of psychotic. But he's still unblocked. I still have B Bruiser unblocked. I usually don't take down any of their comments unless it's something really vicious. So I don't, what do you call it? I don't block or delete or do anything unless there's really good reason for it. I mean, I still got Psychosis. He wants Mrs. Heminger to come back, but I ain't unblocking Mrs. Heminger. Hemi left some really nasty stuff. So, that's not going to happen. All right, we got to wind this down because Michelle's looking exhausted, and she wants to go. She wants to go to. Okay, here we go. Victor Lawson, is Michelle a Silamanian or Paulinian?
No.
St. Paul's or Silaman?
I graduated in Mindanao, so I'm a St. Columban graduate.
Yes, she's a San Colombian. Golden Rich swings by. He's in Thailand, and he swings by, as always, to say Thailand, best country. Yeah, your infrastructure is better, your medical care is better, and your food is better. Definitely. You want to say that one? Okay. Let's skip that one. Chris Cross, my maid gets $100 a week just because, that's right. My maid gets $100 a week. Just because you can get away with less doesn't mean you should. I hear you. I hear you on that. And actually, contractual workers in the United States, they're obligated to be paid at least $400 a month. And there was a recent case with somebody being paid like $350 a month. I always assumed, because I know nothing about nothing, I always assumed that when a contractual worker, went to the United States, they had to follow the United States minimum wage law. But that's not true. They just got to follow whatever the contract is. Good morning, Ned and Michelle. Actually, good morning, Ned and Mitchell. Just want to send a shout out to the both of you. I'm here, and I'm sorry that my wife and I were unable to get down to meet both of you, and we'll be leaving here soon. Okay. So that's Mr. Dr. Anthony, what's his name? Dr. Anthony Bright. And Golden Rich says, adds to that, I hate birds. Okay. Mr. John says, Michelle, your Michelle TV have new content?
Nope.
Okay.
I hate editing videos.
He's not a big fan of editing videos. Alright, Terry Height. Terry Height says it's getting immature in here again. Later, Ned and Michelle, take care. See you next time. Alright, Terry, take care. It was good corresponding with you. I think he's referring to all the infighting there. And finally, and then we'll end on this. Mark Kennedy asks, does Michael Fazio bother you as much as he bothers me? Do you know who Michael Fazio is? Was it Burned by an Angel or something like that? He's an interesting guy. He's an American gentleman, I believe, who lives over in Bohol. He's been around for a long time. He's a flat earther. He believes that the earth is flat. And he also has these videos, and they're quite popular videos, on the US dollar and how you can fold them to see certain images and, the New World Order. If you look at Mr. Fazio on Michael Fazio's channel, you see that he has it down as comedy, that he has a comedy channel. So, you got to take that with a grain of salt, but he's also been here a long time. He's got a lot of experience here. I don't watch his videos. I don't even watch my own videos, to tell you the truth. I just edit them and put them up. And Michelle doesn't watch my videos anymore. Nobody watches my videos anymore. So yeah, he's an interesting guy. And it's good that you have all these different points of view. Even, the strange stuff. Those guys are bringing up stuff. There's always something you can learn somewhere. And people are giving different viewpoints. Some people complain, oh, you guys all talk about the same stuff and stuff. But, people have different perspectives. People have different takes on things. And you can learn different things from different people. All right, so to everybody that took part, we have 133 watching right now. True Tech says, I am the best cook, just as long as it's pouring milk over a bowl of cereal. Yeah, that's what I did this morning. All right, finally, before we go, if you ever see this tea for sale in your local supermarket in the Philippines, it's called Wai Chi Chow Herbal Tea. Green tea, organically grown in the Philippines since 1979. Do not buy it. This is probably the worst tea, and it's expensive too. It's like 180 pesos for 12 packets. It tastes like shoe leather. And it says it's organically grown, scientifically tested, organic farming, no preservatives, no caffeine, and it tastes like shoe leather. And what's interesting is each bag can make like 10 cups of 10 cups of tea. It says it right on here. Each bag can make 10 cups. So just imagine how strong it tastes. It's brutal. It also says to drink 5 cups every day. Preferably after meals, snacks, and before going to bed. Okay. All right. Thanks to Michelle for being a part of this live cast. Thanks for everybody who commented. Thanks for everybody who kept it somewhat civil. Jeffrey White, how much to rent a house in Dumaguete? 10 to 20,000 pesos. I mean, 8, 5. Depends. Depends on what you're looking for. And depends on how lucky you get. Alright, so again, thanks to everybody for taking part in this. Be well. Special shout out to Johnny Bravo. Don't forget we have a Patreon account. If you believe in what we're doing, if you think that we've helped you in some way, if you want to see it continue and all this stuff, you can consider donating to our Patreon. We're going to be having some special Patreon awards at some point. I got to figure them out. And don't forget, our book, Chasing Your Philippine Dreams, An Expat's Guide to the Philippines, which is $10.95 and has a 100% money back guarantee. E-begging is over. I should do that at the beginning. All right, y'all, take care. We're going to stop the stream and see you next time. Peace.